Merry Christmas, if that's something you're into. I personally cannot believe that we are this close to the end of the year. It has gone by in a flash, and yet it feels like it's been a lifetime. Speaking of Lifetime, I'm sure you've probably seen several million Christmas movies on Lifetime and Hallmark portraying Christmas as we've come to know it. We all know I love a good origin story, though. So, what are the true origins of Christmas as we know it? What exactly are our traditions rooted in? Two that we definitely need to examine the traditions of are the Roman Saturnalia and the Yule Feast of the Norse. I also want to briefly mention the Babylonian celebration of Zagmuk. Saturnalia was a multi-day event starting on December 17th and going through December 23rd. It was held in honor of the god Saturn. During Saturnalia, schools were closed, courts were shut down, and pretty much everything was put to a halt. Here you'll recognize some of the Christmas traditions we carried over and adapted. During Saturnalia, people would decorate their homes with wreaths and other greenery. They would also exchange small terracotta figurines or candles with friends and family. During their multi-day celebrations, they would sing, dance, and feast much like we do today. Unlike today, thankfully, slaves would sometimes trade places with their masters, and they would be masters for a day. Another cool tradition in Roman households included hiding a small coin or gift in a cake. Whoever found that coin or gift would be mock king the next year, much like finding the baby in a Mardi Gras cake in modern times. Being the mock king meant being able to insult your guests, make them dress up, and rule the household however you wished, including just downright chaos. Now for the other celebration in which our Christmas tradition is rooted. The Yule Feast of the Norse was also celebrated around the same time as Saturnalia. It was a midwinter feast that lasted 12 days, hence the 12 days of Christmas with which we are familiar. The Norse would decorate evergreen trees with food, carvings, clothes, and more. They would also hang mistletoe. Instead of for kissing like we do today, it was instead in honor of Balder, who, if you'll remember from my video on him in Norse mythology, was killed using mistletoe. During Yule, Old Man Winter would visit homes and join the festivities. Sounds like Santa Claus, no? Another tradition is that the Norse would go and find the largest log of Yule that they could and would keep it burning for 12 days straight. Hence the tradition of the Yule log in today's celebrations. As you can see, there are a suspicious number of similarities between their celebrations and ours. Finally, we have one more that seems to share similarities with both Saturnalia and Yule, and that is the Babylonian celebration of Zagmuk. Zagmuk was celebrated by the ancient Mesopotamians in honor of their chief god, Mamduk. They would have a 12-day celebration, much like the Norse during Yule Feast. During this celebration, slaves would trade roles with their masters, like during Saturnalia. Okay, so please don't hit me with, Christmas is a celebration of the birth of Jesus and Christians invented it and everything about it. Christians may have decided they wanted this chosen date to be about the birth of Christ, but choosing the date of December the 25th was certainly to line up with the already existing pagan celebrations of Saturnalia and Yule Feast. His day of birth was never mentioned in the Bible and is believed to probably be in the spring, so many traditions of Christmas as we know it were also adapted from these pagan celebrations to fit Christian celebrations. They weren't invented by Christians. It's sometimes theorized that this may have been done in an attempt to further convert pagans to Christianity or maybe make their conversion a little bit easier. So it's kind of like, oh, you want a holiday in December with mistletoe, trees, gifts, treats, a bearded man, and celebrations? Oh, well, we have all that. We definitely have that. Come on over. A lot of our Hallmark holidays are actually rooted in pagan celebrations of the past, which I find very interesting. Pagans, for the most part, were converted, but still the traditions that they had for centuries prior were carried over in some way, even if the people aren't always aware of their original intent. I loved learning about the origins of not only Christmas traditions, but Halloween especially as well. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for joining me as we look at some of the true origins of our Christmas traditions as we know it. I hope you enjoyed both of my videos on Christmas, whether it was the one on holiday characters or today's video, and I'll catch you next time. Hey, come on. No, lay down.